These are EZ wheel brushes. I've used EZ wheel brushes for a long time now, but recently I've just got the last one. Can you manage without these brushes? I'm going to find out. Lovely, warm welcome back to the Paul Dolden Details channel. Taking a quick break from the bottled products, the chemicals, and we're going to concentrate on accessories this week, namely 3 brushes from EZ, the EZ wheel brush range. Now, you've all seen plenty of reviews on these brushes. They've been around for quite some time. I've used the large one and the small one for a number of years now, and the large brush, I have an old one here which is slightly bruised and battered, and I will talk about the hack for the end of this brush later in the video. But I'm going to introduce you to the range now. We'll start off with the baby of the range. This is the small EZ wheel brush. Very handy little tool for getting in multi-spoke alloys and in nooks and crannies on motorbikes especially. A lot of people overlook this brush. You think, well, if I've got this other one that's flexible and gets everywhere, why do I need this one? Believe you me, I've found some places you cannot get the other brushes, so worth looking at. I will demonstrate these brushes very, very soon. Shut up, birds. Honestly, they're like living in a zoo, and I don't even feed them. Onwards. Next we have this one. This is the large brush. Incredibly versatile brush. We will talk about this in the video, right? And the last one, this is the recent addition to the range for me. It's been around at just the same length of time, and I thought, you know what, I've got the big one, I've got the small one, I don't need any more brushes, I can't need any more brushes. How wrong was I? On a recent Instagram post, and after several uses later, I'm so impressed with this brush, I don't know how I managed. One thing I will say, I hate to mention it, it looks very, very familiar, i.e. the Kazi, the porcelain bus. Do not leave this anywhere near or indoors, as you'll think, ooh, that's nice, I'll use that to unblock the toilet. It does look a lot like a toilet brush. Right, this is the EZ Go brush. Let's quickly talk about the uses before I actually show you in the video and why you'd actually need them. Right, well, first of all, if you're starting out in detailing, you're new to the whole scene, valeting, and you want to get a decent wheel brush, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to trawl through the internet, you're going to trawl through eBay, Amazon, and go for all the usual sources and look at all these different brushes and think, oh my god, my head's going to explode, it's just too much. Really, I only look at certain ranges within my price range, and I did a lot of research before I bought these brushes and spoke to a lot of fellow detailers, and they said, you know what, they're expensive, because this is one of the downsides about them. They're expensive but well worth it. Used them for years, so I thought, you know what, that's good enough for me. And I will quickly show you the damage of my old one. This has been going about 3 years, maybe longer, and it has done countless wheels. Incredible brush. Let's go through these very quickly and stop rambling, Paul. Right, so the large one, this is the main culprit. It's flexible. It can get right to the back of the barrel of the wheel. It's got a safe little plastic end cap on here, which has been heat shrunk on. It's got a wooden handle. It's ergonomically very easy to use. It's comfortable, it's light. And also, a little hack for you guys out there. I was recently told this. I probably realised it by accident, but if you soak these in warm water after every use, they actually reform themselves. You know, if you put them in a bucket and they go like that, and they sit like that, and they look like your face when you got up and you slept rough and your face is all like that, that's what the brushes look like. Soak them in warm water and they basically reform. This is the main wheel brush, multi-spoke alloys, you name it, it can get virtually everywhere apart from the really tight wheels. So that's the main brush. And as I said, this one we're getting very, very, very small gaps. When it comes to this one, you're thinking, what the hell am I going to use that for? When you're doing wheel arches, this is incredible. I don't know how I've got through life without it, to be honest with you. I don't know how I've done cars. Basically, I've been using soft Vicam brushes to get in the wheel arches. This has got a nice long handle. It reaches right to the back. If you're not taking wheels off, get hold of this. So without further ado, I'm going to go through all these brushes and show you and demonstrate just how good they are, and we will go through the pros and the cons at the end of the video and the prices. So we start off with the EZ Go brush. This is their wheel arch brush or multi-purpose brush. You could use this to clean the wheels, but it does have a habit of chucking back the product in your face. You notice on the other brushes they've got this little guard around them. This actually protects you in a minor way, but this, you can see it does chuck the product around. That's the only downside, I'd say, but I'll tell you what, the payoff, as you'll see, because of the shape of it, you can just work your way around that arch without any issues, and they don't scratch either. This is the main workhorse. This is the large brush. This is one that you'll probably buy first, and then you'll look into the other ones throughout the range. But as in this video, I'm showing you the complete range. You can make your own mind up. This is actually loaded up with a bit of car shampoo as well. Bit of a tip for you, it just helps the lubricants around the wheel. It just helps on these wheel brushes. They hold a colossal amount of product, and this does help. So you can get right to the back, and you can get left to right as well. Bit of a better shot there for you. You've got that little bit of a guard, as you can see, just in front of my hand, and that does help a little bit. This is the small one. Obviously you can use the bigger one, but you'll be jamming it in there and it'll probably damage the brush over a period of time and misshape it. So you can use the smaller brush. Not a lot of difference in the price of the small one and the Go brush. I'll talk about the prices at the end of the video. That was the EZ wheel brush range. Right, so let's talk about the pros and the cons. Well, really the only cons I can actually think of is one which most of these wheel brushes will suffer from the same thing. The generic big bushy wheel brush have this kind of plastic heat shrink nipple on the end. I mentioned this at the beginning of the video. There is a little hack for this. I'll show you my old one. Now, my old one looks awful. Just please, it looks like a clown's nose. I bought the wrong one. The end of this nipple, misses, this becomes worn over a period of time because whatever you're doing going into the barrel of the wheel, you sometimes catch brake calipers and stuff, and it gets caught and worn, worn and eventually wears out. If you go on to a very well-known auction site, eBay, you can get the heat shrink end caps. They fit on cables in on construction sites. When the sparkies go around and they tape up or put these end caps on, you can buy them. Electrical end cap or whatever they are, but look them up anyway. I bought the wrong one. It's too big. I think off the top of my head, 6mm, 8mm. You then get a very, very thick bit of card or thin bit of wood, drill a hole in it, poke this through the wood or the cardboard, attach the heat shrink over the top, and then get a very hot gun, like the Bosch hot guns you can get. Whatever you've got, hairdryers don't work. I tried it. When I got the paint stripping gun, very, very gently. This will be protected by the wood or the thick card, hence getting that back on safely, and it will do you a turn. It will keep going. So use it as a spare if you don't want to go out and buy a new one. When it comes to the other brushes, this, don't know how I got away with not using this because there's no nipple on the end. It's very, very safe. Gets right to the back of the wheel arch to get those plastics nice and clean. If you're doing 4x4s, this is much better than my old one, which was just a big brush, a lot more ergonomically easily designed, if you know what I mean. It's just very, very easy to use. And then this one, obviously you can use this a little bit less, but as you see on my alloys, I can't get this in without really ramming it in. It's not practical, so that's why I bought that one, and for doing motorbikes as well. Right, when it comes to cost, let's talk about the cost. This is the only downside of it. They are quite pricey, but when you work out over a period of a year or so, and you've bought countless cheap wheel brushes, they pay for themselves, to be honest with you. I got these through Juicy Details. I didn't get them sent to me. I purchased this one from Juicy Details, but you can get the other ones available from Juicy Details. A shout out to them. Thanks for the hat. By the way, I'm not getting paid for this because I've used these for quite some time. So let's just get to the costs. So the EZ Go brush, the one that looks like a toilet brush, that's $17.99. That'll cost you in the UK. The small one is $16.99. Not a lot of difference, I know. The bigger one, this is where it gets you a little bit in the wallet, is $22.99. Now, there are some discount codes floating around, and no doubt all over Detailing World you can probably pick up some decent discounts and get your words out, Paul. They are available elsewhere, but generally they tend to be around this price mark. So in total, you're spending, if you want to hit all three, 60 odd quid with postage. Now that sounds like a colossal amount of money to spend on wheel brushes or any detailing accessories, but when you think these are doing a job every day and they don't really wear out, then they kind of pay for themselves, don't they? So they're very, very safe. These are nylon bristles. Been asked before, do they scratch piano black wheels? I did a van a few weeks ago that had refurbished BBS alloys with the black piano paint, and no scratches, so they are safe. After every use, if you can, just soak them in warm water and rinse them out thoroughly under the tap. They are chemical resistant as well. This is a real key point. When I bought these, I was looking for wheel brushes which didn't fall apart. I actually went and bought one from a Motor Factors. When I first started, you ain't got a lot of money and stuff, and I bought one that looks a little bit like that. Put some wheel cleaner on it, and it literally disintegrated before my very eyes. I looked in the bottom of the bucket, and it looked like I'd shaved an Afghan. It just absolutely destroyed it. What a waste of money. So think about your, what you're buying and investing. If you're a valeter detailer out there, weekend warrior like myself, these are basically pay for themselves, to be honest with you. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. We are back on the liquid products in the next video, hopefully doing the EZ range, one I'm looking forward to. Not EZ as in this EZ, another EZ. So please join me for that one. Like, share and subscribe. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Tell you bye.